Shut the gates, we're back. Toby, we're going to be giving away a 2021 jersey. All we have to do is get our subscribers to 1,200 by the kickoff of Game 3 of Origin. That's all we have to do. That's all we have to do. Just press the subscribe button and you're in the draw. You know, you don't even have to watch the videos, don't like the videos. If you don't want to, you can. You can, but you don't have to. But if you do that, you're in the draw. 300 subscribers in 3 weeks. So press that subscribe button to be in the draw. Shut the gates, we're back. Toby, we've got the State of Origin, it's upon us. We've done the whole season. You know, we've just got the 3 matches left to go in the calendar year. But let's talk about it. First game of State of Origin. It's at Adelaide Oval, Queensland. Apparently they're the home ground. They're the home team. They're versing the New South Wales Blues at Adelaide Oval. How do you see this one?
Yeah, again, it's going to be a ripper, I feel.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a good game. Normally game ones, they start off a bit slow, a bit dour. You know, both sides will be feeling each other out. But the Queensland team looks vastly different from last year's side. 8, 9 debutants in this year's team. A lot of them very inexperienced with low numbers of first grade games. But
well, they got the Xavier Coates only 15 games.
Yeah.
One of the least before any Origin ever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Does that just show does that show how good he is, or does it show Queensland's lack of depth?
Lack of depth.
Okay.
Because if everyone was fit and firing, he wouldn't have made that team.
Okay.
Even though I love him.
Yep.
But he wouldn't have made the side. That's probably due for 50 plus games.
Do you think there should be a limit of, say, 30 games before you're eligible for Origin?
Yeah, see, I was going to bring that point up as well, mate, because a lot of the time, or what I think anyway, when you get a really good player, that, 18, 19, 20-year-old, they've played low games, they chuck them in Origin, and then that's the highest honour they can achieve.
Yeah.
And then a lot of the times you'll see them move on to a different sport.
Well, we do see, Australia is meant to be the highest honour to play for Australia.
Yeah.
But it feels like this is the big one. New South Wales versus Queensland. The best rivalry in, I'd say, for me, it's the biggest one in sport.
Yeah.
The entire sport.
Yeah.
World.
Yeah.
So, so you think maybe there should be a bit more of a limit?
Yeah,
what would you say, 30?
30, 50, 30 to 50. Because you don't want these young players getting to the top that quickly, doing everything that they've done. Then they'd be asking for high pay grades, because as soon as you play Origin or Internationals, your pay grade just shoots. So, like Kalen Ponga the other 2 years ago or something, he was 19, played his first game. 6 months later, he came out and said his dream was to play for the All Blacks.
Yeah, exactly.
But I guarantee if he never played Origin, he wouldn't be saying that his dream was to play for the All Blacks. So you
think... Yeah, okay, I get you. So you think the younger players... Because I would say younger players these days, they're not just actually about rugby league themselves. This is really a job to them.
Yeah.
This isn't... Like, you don't go home, like, say, back in the early 2000s, 90s. They don't go home and watch 8 games of football a week.
Yeah.
They go do anything they want. They go, they all have different interests, like in sports, like basketball, NFL, because it's also accessible these days.
Yeah.
Would you say like rugby league is more just a job for the younger players these days?
Yeah, absolutely. Because as soon as you sign a massive contract,
yeah,
yeah, it is, mate. It is.
Yeah.
Like they do. A lot of them don't even watch the games.
Yeah.
Over the course of the weekend and whatnot. They just go out and do their own thing, but...
Absolutely.
It has become more job-orientated.
Do you think a player like, say, because Branko Lee, he's in the team, he's playing centre. For me, that just shows the Queensland lack of depth.
Yeah.
But does he, now that we see, it's a lack of depth situation, and he gets drafted into it, can he still demand, 50, an extra 100, 150,000 in his contract now?
Yeah.
Where just 1 year ago, he didn't have a contract at all. And he's probably playing on somewhere close to minimum.
Yeah. Agreed, mate. He can go to the table and ask, well, I played Origin.
Yeah.
And these guys now as well, the best thing that they can do for both sides is to upseat the incumbents. Like Clint Gutherson's playing centre for the Blues.
Yes.
If he plays a really good series at centre, why can't he be there next year?
Why? Yeah, exactly. Why are they putting Turbo Tom straight back in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like that's the one thing. So one thing they can do is try to hold that position down, but they can ask for a lot of money because once you play at that level, you're commanding cash.
So where do you think Queensland win this one? I'm assuming you're going for Queensland.
Yeah.
Where do you think Queensland win this?
Through the middle, mate. Like a lot of Origin games. I love our forward pack. Although inexperienced, but our forward pack is really good. Jake Friend prodding along behind Big Pap and Welsh and Lindsay Collins and Tino and all that. So they've got a lot of momentum through the forward pack. Their halves. Cherry Evans and Munster, that's where the game will be won. They need to create off the back of quick play the balls, and that's where it'll be won because the back line of both sides is like chalk and cheese.
With as you said in game one, the games they get off slower normally in game one.
Yeah.
So the first at least 20 to half an hour they're hard, but they're a little slower than when we would see the start of game 2 or game 3. How do you think that's going to be even slower now that some players haven't played for 6 weeks?
Yeah, it could be. That's the interesting thing as well. The weather, the heat. We never see games at this time of the year.
Yep.
Bar internationals that are normally played overseas. So yeah, that's a big thing as well, mate. That is going to play a big part. I think it's going to be a real dour 20, 30. Then they might start hitting their straps.
Yep. I see whoever wins that first 20 to 30 minutes may go on and win this game.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the benches, especially the New South Wales forward pack, their benches, on the bench you've only got Payne Haas, one prop.
Yep.
That's all you got. And really, Angus Crichton and Cameron Murray both aren't props. They can't come in and substitute as a prop.
Yeah.
You'd probably need to put Jake Trbojevic or someone like that to move into the props if he's going to play 80.
Yeah.
But in saying that, you do have Payne Haas, Junior Paulo. If you push them two, they could probably both play 80 themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Daniel Saifidi is really the only one. He's probably a 60-minute player at most.
Yeah.
He's going to start.
Yeah.
But what do you think about the Queensland's bench?
Yeah.
All right. So if we compare the benches, which bench do you think has more of an impact into the game? You think?
New South Wales.
What do you think? But do you think, say, because you've got Cody Walker, Payne Haas, Cameron Murray, Angus Crichton on the bench for New South, if Queensland are dominating that first 20, do you see that bench being able to get them back in the game doing the hard yards though?
Probably not, to be quite honest, because Payne is probably the only one that can wrestle the momentum in the forward pack battle. But the interesting thing for me, you got great leg speed there with Crichton and Murray. They're great, phenomenal players that can drive through the middle. But the Cody Walker selection for me, I think they'll play him as a middle forward. But how are you going to inject him?
Exactly, like if say Queensland get away to fast starts and fast finishes, fast ends, fast finishes of the game. How will New South Wales combat that with Cody Walker coming into the game?
Yeah.
I think if Queensland are on top, maybe he doesn't get a shot.
Yep.
Because where are you going to put him in?
Yep.
You're not going to bring Jake Trbojevic off, put him in lock. You're not going to bring, the middle forwards off. And then if you've got the second rowers, you've got Crichton and Murray.
Yeah.
But if New South Wales are on top, Cody Walker may get 40 minutes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because Cameron Murray, quickest player of the ball in the NRL.
Yep.
Angus Crichton, he can bust through a hole anytime you want. And but then on the other hand, you've got the Queensland pack where you got Lindsay Collins, Jai Arrow, Jaden Sewer, and Ben Hunt. They're like workers.
Yeah.
They might not come on and give you more momentum, but they'll keep the momentum if Queensland have it.
Yeah, absolutely. Mate.
So they're just workhorses.
Yeah.
So especially Ben Hunt got a good kicking game out of dummy half if you need him.
Yeah, absolutely. And he can cover. Well, both Cody and Ben can cover multiple positions in the halves if need be. I think Jaden Sewer's going to be suited to the ground in Origin.
I agree. Yeah.
He loves big hits.
I think he's had a great season for South Sydney.
Yeah, he
has.
has.
And who better to coach him in Queensland than Wayne Bennett?
Yeah.
He's actual coach.
Yeah.
So, one of the big reasons is, do you think they brought on Cody Walker onto the bench is because they have Luke Keary, he's known to get a head knock.
Yeah.
One little head knock in Origin, he could be gone for the game. Do you think bringing on Cody Walker, that's the reason why they brought him on?
Possibly, mate.
Yeah.
Possibly. And I have worried about Luke Keary's form to the end of the final series. I didn't really like his form leading in. He was superb middle part of the year. He was dynamite. But if you're looking at both players, Cody Walker has outplayed him this year for me.
Okay, I would disagree, but yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I would say he's played the last 6 weeks better, but over this year I think Luke Keary has really, like, he just commands the team, I think. But for me, Cody Walker, he can take the game on, but a lot of those times can be few and far between.
Yeah.
So that's where you just got to pick a bit of inconsistency with Cody Walker.
Yeah.
That's for me. That's why he's not starting for me. How important do you think Tedesco playing for New South Wales is? Because since Pappenhausen went down as well, how important do you think that is for Tedesco to play now that he has the combination with Keary, plus he's already played with Nathan Cleary and Damien Cook? How much more of a plus is that for New South Wales?
Absolutely massive. Because if he doesn't play, Gutho would have played probably one. For me, and Lomax or something would have came
Lomax or
in.
Crichton, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is still great. I think they're both great.
Yeah.
But now that they've got now that Tedesco's playing, they're going to hit the ground running.
Yeah.
They're not going to be. You would hope that Keary and Cleary aren't going to be finding their combination on the run. You're hoping they've worked it in at training already.
Yeah.
Where, to be honest, Cherry Evans and Munster, they've played games together.
Yep.
They will be hitting the ground running.
Yep.
And it's up to Nathan Friend. He's the professional.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Jake
Friend. Sorry, Nathan Friend. Never playing. He's never playing. But yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's up. Jake Friend is the professional. He'll be able to get through his sets.
Yeah.
And he knows exactly what he's going to do. He's played a million games already.
Yeah.
The big worry for me is AJ Brimson.
Yep.
And I think he's a great player. I think he's an up and coming great player. But again, he hasn't played that many games.
No, that's it. And he hasn't played Origin. And again, I don't think he would be here if we had the full complement with Kalen Ponga and
you don't think you don't think he makes the 17?
No, not this year, mate.
Okay.
He's been great for the Titans at the back end.
Yep.
But now you're asking him to go in to play one of the most vital positions on the field in the biggest game of his career.
Yep.
And you're playing your opposite number is the best player in the world. So that's a big ask. And the Queensland spine, and if you look at the other spine, as you were pointing out, Nathan Cleary's been the best player all year. Damien Cook is dynamite at the end of the season. He was absolutely dynamite. So they've got a better balanced looking team, the Blues.
The biggest problem for me for New South Wales is in the halves is Nathan's never ran the team before at Origin level.
Yeah. And
he did have a chance against with Cody Walker in game 1 last year. Didn't work.
Yep.
It didn't work at all. Cleary just went missing.
Yep.
And to be fair, he went missing again in the grand final.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm worrying if this is starting to become a trend. I hope not, because I think he's a great player when he's confident. But I am a little worried about that. But I think Queensland, they just you attack them down the left side. Xavier Coates, Branko Lee.
Yeah.
Cherry Evans will be on that side as well.
Yeah.
That's going to be attacking that side is going to be attacked all week long.
Yeah.
Especially if you got Jack White and Addo Carr.
Yeah, that's dangerous, mate.
Yeah, especially you've got the back rowers coming through. Tyson Frizzell, Boyd Cordner, depending on which plays which side. I think it'll be Boyd Cordner down that left side, who can run a hole on his day as good as anyone.
Yep.
So that's a bit of a worry for me.
Yep.
For Queensland. That's how I think. That's how I think New South wins. New South, they get on top a little early and then they just attack.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anything else with this one?
No. Well, like if we. Great pointing out with that back line. You got the Daly M medal winner out of position.
Yeah.
So that's the great depth that they have at the moment.
And he's a great centre.
Yeah, he is.
People earmarked him as a centre as he came through.
Absolutely.
And he had a good year or two in the centres before he moved to fullback.
Yeah.
And then found his way to 5'8".
Yeah.
So I think it's a great move.
Absolutely. He had a good game 3 as well last year at centre as well. Yep. Just quickly, and we'll get off it, but 95... 2001 and 2006, Queensland were faced with what we're faced with now, and we pulled through. I'm not saying we'll do that again this season, but just going on that alone, that's why we'll tip them 1-12.
To be fair, 95, New South Wales had a young team as well.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm just saying that.
Yep.
I'm saying that. All I'll say, the last moment I'll say is Queensland played better Origin football, but New South Wales played better football, rugby league in general.
Yeah.
If you're going, if New South Wales go in for a gritty, under the weather, rainy affair, Queensland have a real shot.
Yeah.
But if New South Wales just flat out play football and attack, 2000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throw the bomb, Brian. Throw the bomb.
That's what I mean. if they're a better football team, where Queensland are possibly a better Origin team.
Yeah, I agree.
And we are yet to see this year, but if we're going along, trends and history, that'll be the same again.
Yep.
But so what are you going to go?
1-12, the Maroons, mate.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go New South Wales 13+ in Adelaide. But this is a very big game here. because whoever wins this is in the box seat. New South Wales will want to wrap it up 2-0.
Yeah.
Where Queensland are just hoping to get to a decider at home in Queensland.
Exactly right.
So that makes this Adelaide game so important.
Massive game. Massive game. And the first ever one at Adelaide, so massive for that region as well, to see if they go back there.
Last year when we played in Western Australia in Perth, it was very rainy.
Yep.
New South Wales did come up. They flogged Queensland.
They did.
In the rain.
Yep.
I think Tom Trbojevic scored a hat-trick.
He did. He
So,
did. He was in rare form.
Yeah. What do you guys think, though? Queensland, can they repeat 95, 2001, 2006?
I hope so.
Can they? Or will New South Wales, can they continue on and make it a three, the first step towards a three-peat for New South Wales for the first time in a long time? Let us know what you think in the comments.